Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are diving straight into the invisible rules that literally govern our entire universe. Have you ever stopped to wonder why a roller coaster doesn't just fly right off its tracks, or exactly where you get the power to run, jump, and play? Well, we are about to decode the incredible science of forces, motion, and energy. By the end of this, you're going to understand how to harness these invisible natural laws almost like they're real-life superpowers.
Okay, to get us started, I want you to try a little thought experiment. Imagine jumping straight up into the air. Go ahead, picture it. Now, no matter how high you jump or how hard you try to stay up there, what always happens? You land right back on the ground, right? But why? What is that invisible force pulling you down right now at this very second, keeping you anchored to your seat?
Section 1. Invisible pushes and pulls. So at its core, a force is basically just a push, a pull, or a twist. It's really that simple. And we can group all of these into two main categories: contact forces and non-contact forces. Now, contact forces are exactly what they sound like. They require physical touching. When you push a heavy door open, pull a wagon, or twist a really stubborn lid off a jar, your body is making physical contact to apply that force. But non-contact forces, those are the really mysterious ones. These forces act at a distance. Think about two magnets snapping together before they even touch. They push and pull without anything physically making contact at all.
And that brings us to gravity, which is pretty much the ultimate non-contact force. It's this invisible pull that causes unsupported objects to fall right toward the Earth. It acts between the Earth and the falling object without any physical string or tether connecting them. It's just an invisible pull working from a distance, constantly keeping us grounded. In fact, to put it into perspective, this exact same invisible force of gravity is so incredibly powerful that it's what keeps the entire moon orbiting around the Earth.
Section 2. Defying friction and gravity.
All right, let's talk about the pushback, because the environment is always pushing back against us when we try to move. We've got three big environmental forces to deal with: air resistance, water resistance, and friction. And these forces happen between moving surfaces. You know that feeling when you try running through waist-deep water at a swimming pool? It feels incredibly difficult compared to just running on a grassy field, right? Well, that's water resistance pushing back against you. Or think about sticking your hand out the window of a moving car. That solid push you feel against your palm, that's air resistance. And when you slide across a hardwood floor in just your socks versus trying to do the same thing wearing rubber-soled sneakers, that huge difference you feel is friction.
So the bottom line here is that these forces completely change the behavior of objects in our environment. Because of friction and resistance, objects behave totally differently depending on how we throw, drop, bounce, or roll them. Think about it. A ball is going to roll incredibly fast and far on smooth, hard ice because there is very little friction. But try rolling that exact same ball on a thick, rough shag carpet. It slows down and stops almost immediately, simply because the friction between those moving surfaces is just so much higher.
Section 3. Meet the simple machines.
Enter human ingenuity. Meet our very own force multipliers. We've got the lever, the wheel and axle, the wedge, the pulley, the inclined plane, and gears. We've basically applied our scientific understanding of forces to invent these awesome basic mechanisms. They are quite literally the foundational building blocks of almost all the complex technology we use to solve problems today. I mean, think about a playground seesaw. That's a lever. Or the gears that make your bicycle actually move forward. They assist us in everyday life all the time.
And here is the absolute superpower of these simple machines. They allow a really small force to have a massively greater effect. If you try to lift a heavy box straight up against gravity, it takes a whole lot of effort. But if you push that exact same box up an inclined plane like a ramp, it distributes that effort, requiring a much, much smaller push from you. A pulley lets you easily hoist heavy sails on a boat, and levers let you pry open heavy objects. These simple machines help us outsmart gravity and friction, making heavy, difficult work so much easier to handle.
Section 4. Energy as a shapeshifter. Now, let's shift gears and talk about the fuel that makes all of this happen: energy. Energy is fascinating because it isn't just one static thing. And get this, it never actually disappears. It simply transforms. Energy transformation is all about how energy shapeshifts from one form to another so it can be stored, transferred, or used for human purposes to actually do work. It is the ultimate shapeshifter.
Seriously,
Energy is constantly bouncing between different states on this fantastic journey. It can be the electricity powering your home, the heat warming up your dinner, the kinetic energy happening when you run, the light coming from a bulb, or even the sound energy that is allowing you to hear my voice right now. Our natural world is just absolutely packed with these incredible variations.
The really cool part is that we can actually capture and hold on to this energy for later. Humans build systems to do this, and nature does it biologically too. For instance, batteries are just a brilliant human invention for storing chemical energy that later transforms into electricity for our gadgets. On the flip side, living things, and yeah, that includes us humans, use the storage of fat to keep energy on reserve for exactly when our bodies need it to survive and grow.
Which brings us to a very personal question. We talked earlier about gravity pulling you down when you jump. But where exactly did you get the power to push off the ground in the first place? How does your body get its energy?
Well, the answer is literally on your plate, your diet. Your body's digestive system is essentially this incredible food processing factory. It takes the food you eat and breaks it down into tiny nutrients. And this food provides your body with its potential energy. When your brain sends a rapid-fire message through your nervous system telling you to move, your muscular system relies on the energy unlocked from your diet to contract, pull on your skeleton, and propel you into the air. Your food is quite literally the fuel for your physical forces.
Zooming out a bit, just as we need to consciously fuel our own bodies, we have to consciously fuel our societies. And humans are continually learning how to harness energy from the massive, natural cycles of the Earth itself. By tapping into renewable and sustainable energy sources, like the kinetic energy of the wind, the light and heat from solar power, and the movement of water, we can transform the Earth's natural power right into electricity. This conscious use of energy is absolutely vital for keeping our Earth healthy and making sure we don't run out of the amazing resources our planet gives us.
All right, the absolute biggest takeaway from this explainer is that forces and energy aren't just some abstract ideas stuck in a science textbook. They are happening all around you and inside you, right at this very second. So I want to leave you with this. Take a quick look around your room right now. Can you spot a simple machine that's making your life easier? Can you identify a non-contact force at play or see energy transforming from one state to another? I promise you, once you start looking, you're going to see this incredible, invisible world absolutely everywhere. Thanks so much for joining me today, and keep exploring.